there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
So today we are talking Bad Boys. I am doing a movie review on Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. So let me do a quick disclaimer, you guys. Here's the thing. I'm going to be talking about things that are going to be happening in the movie. Spoiler alert, you guys. So those of you who intend on seeing the movie and do not want to know what happens in the movie, now is the time to click away, you guys. Now is the time to click away, go watch the movie, then come back, all right? Also, those of you who don't care whether you're going to see the movie or not and don't care about spoilers, that sort of thing, because I'm not going to spoil really the whole movie. I'm just going to kind of give some things that I liked or things that stuck out or whatever, my experience at the movie theater at the time that I saw the movie. So nonetheless, you can stay tuned for that, right? If you don't care whether or not the movie is spoiled. So that was a couple of things. Next thing is housekeeping. I knew, you guys, Will Smith is never going to be canceled. Will Smith, they made such a big deal about the Oscar slap. They banned him from the Oscars for 10 years. And remember, you guys, there were all of these, production companies either pushing back Will Smith projects or claiming that they're going to put, on hold to see kind of how everything pans out with the scandal of the Oscar slap. But you know who didn't pull out of anything, you guys? The director for Bad Boys. They said, listen, I don't care what scandal Will Smith is in. I know we have a hit with the Bad Boys franchise, right? So all of you guys can put out this negative stuff about Will Smith or try to, end his career or all of these things over a slap, you guys. But I know my movie, Bad Boys, the franchise, it is going to do millions at the box office. And that's where we are, you guys. Like I said, Will Smith is not going to get canceled, and he grossed almost $22 million on Friday's opening day for the movie, you guys, and it's on pace to make at least $53 million this weekend, but I am not going to be surprised if, in fact, it gets into the 60 millions or so. Because, again, word of mouth is going to help, and those of you who can't help but like Will Smith, you're going to go see the movie. Those of you who are Bad Boys fans, you're going to see the movie, and honestly, out of the 4 movies, a lot of people are saying that this might be their first or second favorite of the 4. It was a really good storyline that we'll get to in a moment. Really quickly, of the demographics thus far, I believe they said that the black moviegoers are making up currently the largest quadrant of the audience at 44%, according to the Hollywood Reporter. And this is the 4th longest Sony running series and has gotten a lot of positive reviews, you guys. So nonetheless, we are, on pace to, really do well, and I'm excited. So I did not see the movie, you guys, at nighttime. I did not see the movie at now or 10, 11, 12 or midnight feature or all those things. I purposefully, you guys, like to be in the movie theaters early. You know why? Because usually there's not chaos. Usually there's not a lot of commentary. Usually it's a sophisticated crew of people where we could just watch the movie and enjoy it for what it is and then head home, you guys. Except for that didn't happen today, you guys. I saw a 4 o'clock feature, because I knew it wasn't going to be as packed. I like to spread out. I like to be at the Cinemarks, where you get to recline your seats and all of the things. And nobody has to be next to you, whether you're with a party or not. You're chilling, right? And you're enjoying yourself. And I'm like, this is going to be amazing. I cannot wait till these half-hour previews are over so I can get into this 2-hour film, right? And nonetheless, you guys, this 4 o'clock feature, I had so much commentary. I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, I gotta go see this movie again at a 10 o'clock feature in the morning. I need to go in the AM because what is happening? Why is there so much commentary? And here's the thing, there were some parts in the movie where it was like, listen, answer the phone, listen, do X, Y, and Z. But the additional commentary, I was like, stop it. I was like, please stop it, you guys. Just stop it. But I felt what they were saying. I agreed with them. I just like to enjoy the movie sometimes, you know, quietly, right? And we can all just laugh at the things that are funny and be emotional at the things that are sad, right? So a couple of things in this movie. Mike Lowry is no longer single. He is a married man, you guys. He married allegedly a physical therapist to help him rehab from when he got shot in the previous movie, is what they were going with. And you guys, guess what? This is real serious right now. Guess what is now going to be worldwide, you guys? It is going to be the new phenomenon that we had gatekeeped at our, you know, at our weddings, at our family reunions, at our get-togethers, and all of the things, you guys. The Wobble has made it, you guys, mainstream. The Wobble is going to be everywhere. There are going to be TikTok challenges, you guys, of other people doing the Wobble. Make it make sense, you guys. There was even in the credits that there was a choreographed scene to choreograph the people learning how to do the Wobble, you guys. And I was here. I'm here for the Wobble. It's one of my favorite line dances to do. I love doing line dances at any type of family event, any type of event that is going to feature a line dance. I am there, and I was shook. I was like, is this the Wobble? In the theater, in the movie theater, in a mainstream movie that is going to be global, that is going to be worldwide. I was like, I already see it now. There are going to be TikTok challenges, you guys, for the Wobble, but I couldn't believe it, you guys. But I liked the scene because I was so happy. I almost got up and started dancing, but I just danced in my seat as well, in the comfort of my reclining chair at Cinemark, great. But I was shook. I was like, this is never, I was not expecting this, right? So there is that. Marcus's character, Martin Lawrence, of course, they recasted his wife, you guys, to Tasha Smith, who you guys will know is infamous for those Tyler Perry Why Did I Get Married franchise movies, and she is the new Teresa. So I was doing some digging, and allegedly Teresa's not Teresa the original actress who played Teresa is not doing well. She was spotted, I guess, in a walker, and there were some health concerns. However, her agent came out and said that she looked fine. So I'm going to be doing my own digging on that to find out why exactly she was not in the film, if in fact it was because of health-related issues, you guys. Always going to be good as far as action scenes, you know, the beautiful views of Miami. Mike Lowry had a house on Star Island, you guys, and it was so gorgeous. I was like, man, I need another trip to Miami. It was just looking amazing. The villain in this particular franchise, you guys, was none other than Eric Dane, you guys. And those of you who are Grey's Anatomy fans, that is Dr. Mark Salone. That is AKA Dr. McSteamy, right? So he has a big villain role in this movie, and he is a part of the plot to throw dirt on some of the clean cops' names, right? And, you know, basically frame them so that he can, you know, again, illegally transfer money through their accounts and make it look like they're in bed with the cartel when that was not the case. Will Smith's son also was in the film as well, and his role was to play a part in, you know, assisting and identifying, you know, Eric Dane's character to take him down and all of the things. So basically they worked something out for, you know, him to get out of prison, because originally he was, you know, they were trying to kill him in prison, and he had the wherewithal to know and already was on the attack. He was like hitting people with dumbbells and all of the things and knocking these people out, you guys. And, you know, what happened was Mike was like, listen, we need to transfer him so that he can be safe and all these things and help identify this. Well, the plane, though, that they got transferred to transfer him to safety was hijacked, you guys, was hijacked by Eric Dane's character. His character's name, I believe, was McGrath, was like a former military, and ultimately his whole crew of people had died, And so as a result, they tortured him. The cartel tortured him as he was like investigating them and supposed to take them down. But since he had lost everyone, and since they were doing all these crazy things to him, he ended up going to the dark side instead, right? So nonetheless, he is on this revenge tour, right? Of trying to get back certain people that were after the cartel, right? Since now he's in bed with the cartel. So now he wants to go against the police. Make it make sense, right? And so nonetheless, you know, Marcus and Mike are like, listen, you're not about to put dirt on our deceased captain's name and try to call him a dirty cop, right? And all of these things. We're going to investigate. We're going to find out, okay, what the tea is, who is framing him, who was a part of these old cases that he was investigating, so we can take this person down, and Mike Lowry's son can identify the perpetrator, identify the villain, right? So that was kind of the premise of the movie, you guys. And so what ended up happening was once they broke out, you know, Will Smith's son out of prison, and again, once the plane was hijacked by McGrath's character and he killed the pilot and all these things, basically it turned up being, you know, Mike and Marcus were fugitives now, right? They're fugitives, they're wanted because basically they think this is like an illegal operation. They think, you know, again, trying to help out a inmate and get out of jail and all these things. So it was all this chaos, right? And then also, you guys, there was a cameo in this movie by Tiffany Haddish, you guys. And I didn't expect anything less from her. Something raunchy, something inappropriate, and all of the things. I may talk about that separately, but if you see that portion, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Nonetheless, what ended up happening was McGrath had put a $5 million bounty on Marcus, Mike, and Will Smith's son in the event that somebody could find them out in Miami on the outskirts or what have you, so that they can have him dead or alive. And so the word went out to all these gangs, all these different people. There was a lot of flashbacks to a couple of the other earlier films to kind of bring certain storylines together. DJ Khaled reprised his role from the last film. They brought back the Haitians who were in, of course, Bad Boys 2. There was a lot of references to Martin Lawrence's sister, who, of course, we knew was Gabrielle Union's character. And I'm like, if we're going to reference her so much, why isn't she just in the movie? Why didn't they just have Mike marry, you know, Gabrielle Union's character? Like, I didn't understand if we're just gonna, you know, drink every time we say the name. Like, make it make sense, right? He was even at the toast because Marcus did the toast and is still mentioning his sister. Meanwhile, your buddy Mike is married to a new woman, and you're at the wedding reception. Make it make sense. And also, Marcus had a heart attack. It would not be a Bad Boys film if somebody does not either get shot or somebody does not have some type of health issue. And nonetheless, we were right on track. You know, we were right on time. And so, you know, with, you know, Marcus's heart attack and him, you know, seeing the other side, seeing the dead captain and having all these visualizations, having all these thoughts, having all of these premonitions of things, literally got to the roof of the hospital in his bare behind from his hospital gown, you know, talking about he can never die, as he's like looking like he's about to jump off the top of the hospital roof. And then like some nurse aide comes out and is like, is everything okay? And you know, Mike's like, yeah, it's all good, right? But it was just a lot of goofy moments in the film. Also, there was a moment in the film as well where like Marcus slaps Mike a few times to like get into it, get ready to kill these people, because he was having a few different panic attacks throughout the film, and it was impacting him, his ability to shoot, his ability to fight, and because his vision and stuff was like impaired, right? And so nonetheless, you know, Marcus slaps Mike a few times, and all of a sudden, you know, Mike is back in motion. He's back on standing on business and getting rid of these people, right? And so nonetheless, the captain's daughter, you know, and her mom are at odds because her mom, of course, is, you know, working for the police, is, I believe she's with the U.S. Marshals. And she is like, you know, thinking that Mike and Marcus are in bed with the bad people for whatever reason, knowing daggone well that's not true. And her daughter was basically their advocate. So what ended up happening is, you know, Eric Dane's character McGrath, he had people watching, you know, basically the homes of Marcus's and Mike's families to see what type of activity is taking place. And there was a mole who was telling them every single move, right? So we had Rita, she reprised her role as the new captain in the film. And she is also dating somebody in the police force that is not a good guy, you guys. And we find out later he was actually the mole. He actually was not to be trusted, right? And so nonetheless, they finally find the files that the dead captain told them about to locate. And they then were able to, you know, piece together, Will Smith's son was able to piece together who McGrath was and blew up a picture. And then they made their plan of action to pretend to be the dirty cop, that they were going to meet McGrath's character and try to move, because he ended up taking, they tried to kill both Marcus's and Mike's family, right? Or at least take them as hostages. So Marcus warned Reggie that they were coming. As you guys know, he is Marines, right? He's, I believe he's still active duty Marines, right? But nonetheless, why did he kill 15 people, you guys, by himself? Like, it was just wild. So they had blown up on the Ring camera because they were all watching this from where they were, you know, working on the case. And he is just going to town, just shooting away by himself, right? And they put, like, his wife and his mother-in-law, of course, in the closet, and they're screaming because they just hear nothing but gunshots. And then there was a moment where, like, one of the bad guys was going to get into the closet and kill them, and out of nowhere, Reggie just shoots them, just pops them out of nowhere. Like, it was just crazy, you guys. But it was so entertaining to watch. It was a really good scene that I really enjoyed. I was like, they needed to have him at Will Smith's house too, because what the heck? And so part of the commentary that happened, this was one of the times where, you know, they then go to Mike's house, right, where his wife is. And so that is when, you know, their dead captain's granddaughter comes over to warn Will Smith's wife, like, hey, you know, I don't believe that Marcus and Mike are bad guys. I think they're getting a bad rap, all these things. They shouldn't be fugitives. They would never turn on my grandfather and all of the things. And what happened was, even prior to the granddaughter getting there, you guys, the new wife, Christine's phone, you guys, is going off this entire time. And she refuses to answer it. And I'm like, what is happening? Because Mike is trying to warn her, get out the house, right? Or hide somewhere, right? She's paying it no mind, you guys. I could hear the vibrations all the way from here, right? And she is paying it no attention whatsoever, right? And so nonetheless, finally, after she lets, you know, the former captain's granddaughter into the house, finally she remembers that she hears the phone vibrating and answers it, you guys. And by the time Mike warns her to take cover, to hide, to get out of the house, the people are already there. And the people, by I mean McGrath and his people, right? So they basically tell, you know, Mike that, hey, we're going to kidnap these people, and you're not going to see your wife. You're not going to see them until you meet my demands. You bring me the receipts of all of the case files that implicates me and all of the things, you guys. And I will give you specific instructions, right? So nonetheless, they figure out who the mole is. They use the mole's like voice generated, you know, voice generation to basically make McGrath think that he's talking to, you know, his mole on the police station. And they set up this plan to basically ambush McGrath and his team to try to rescue Mike's wife as well as the former captain's granddaughter, right? And so they came out with this plan, and, you know, it didn't go as well as per usual in these Bad Boys movies, right? So they had to, think on their feet. They had to do a plan B, C, and D. They had to, shoot some people via drones. They had to blow up some things. They had to do all kinds of things because Will Smith's son, basically blew their cover, right? He blew their cover. He was not quiet enough. He was not incognito enough. And they knew they were there. So they had to quickly think on their feet and get some things together. And so McGrath's character, he lived at this former amusement park that had this big alligator as well. That was still basically there and was there to basically kill, right? And so nonetheless, a lot of action, a lot of fighting scenes, all of the things, you guys. Finally, we get to, towards the end where finally everybody's basically killed. And we get to the part where McGrath is still having, Mike's wife hostage. And then now he has Marcus hostage as well. And so he's like to Mike, hey, choose one of these people to kill, right? And, Mike's like, okay, well, technically, with all the supernatural stuff that Marcus is talking here, he's, basically thinks that he's immortal and that nothing's going to happen to him. And Marcus is like, WTF, what are you talking about? Like, what? And so, nonetheless, Mike shoots him in the bulletproof vest. I believe he shot him in the shoulder or something because he told him to choose one. And so he did that to get him out of the way so he could have a clean shot at McGrath and save his wife. And then Mike just went to town and just shot away at McGrath and shot him in the head. And so then at that point in time, they then, had the receipts and everything that they needed to clear the former captain of the dirty cop allegations. And then, former captain's daughter, her daughter was telling her, listen, my grandfather is innocent. Do not kill, Will Smith's son. He's innocent. He saved my life, all these things. And then she let him go away. I was so surprised that she let a fugitive go away, make it make sense. But, Mike sent him on his way, gave him a passport, and told him to go south and do not look back, you guys. So he is a fugitive at large and out somewhere in the southern streets, you guys. So nonetheless, after that, everybody was kumbaya at the end. They cleared the former captain's name in the news and the headlines. They talked about the people who were actually the corrupt people that were working with the cartel and aired them out. Some of them are in jail, some of them are dead, and all of the things. And then we get to a final scene where everybody's like having a cookout, you guys, and all of that. And it was funny, right? But the main thing, you guys, it was just really a feel-good storyline, a really good movie. So those of you who may have been on the fence on seeing it or not, please go see it. You'll enjoy yourself, right? So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.